Hey guys, it's Jordan Benson. I'm just going to be doing a tutorial today on how to do designs in Adobe Illustrator for LED lighting. So here we go. Alright, so I'm going to get you started by opening a new file, clicking on the Print tab, and then viewing all presets, hitting on A3, and I'm going to change this measurement to millimeters, and then I'm going to make this an A2 sized by doubling this number. So I'm going to make this 594. It's going to be landscape A2. Hit create. Alright, nice. Alright, so just to explain what's going on, I'm going to open up another file. And here you can see I've got like a bit of a demonstration where we can see a piece of lead, and we can see the profile of the lead, and then I've done a couple of examples of how these lead profiles can be like created in the design. So we've got like the heart of the lead in black here, and the face of the lead. And then we're going to see this from like a bird's eye view from above, like you would with any other design. Yeah, so we've got the grey as the face, and there's two different sizes. So we've got 5.5 and we've got 10 FP. When we're designing, we want to be able to see what it's going to look like in the end. So this sort of represents, I think, pretty well. Thickness of the lead will be 1.2, the heart of the lead, the thickness of the heart of the lead will be 1.2 mil. So we'll get back into our original file. And today I'm going to design a window that the type size is 350 by 450 millimeters. And we're going to start this off by creating a rectangle to display the type size. So I'm going to go 450 width, 350 height. That's going to give us a nice rectangle there, and I'm going to remove the fill. So now that I've got the type size, I'm going to use the rectangle again to make the glazing size by removing 2 mil off each of these each of the dimensions. So off each side, I'm going to take 2 mil off, so it's going to be 446 by 346. Now I'm going to use this tool called the Align tool. So I'm going to select both of these by dragging the mouse over them, hitting Window, opening up the Align panel, and then horizontal aligning along the center and vertical aligning along the center. So they're both matched up nicely now. Alright, for the next step, I'm going to use the rectangle tool again to make the border lead. And what I'm going to do is make the thickness of the lines 10 millimeters wide. And I'm going to change the color to about a medium gray. And I'm going to click in the middle again, and we've got the same dimensions as what we were using earlier. And what I'm going to do is the line will be in the center of that lead, so we only have to come in of that sort of stroke, so we only have to come in from 5 mil each side. So that's 10 mil total from the top and bottom, and 10 mil total from the left and right. And you can see that this fits in perfectly. And if I zoom in, we can see that it just like covers over that black line. Alright, now that we've got our border and our glazing size, I'm just going to import a file using this place selection tool. I've got this little Edwardian sketch, and I'm sort of just going to base it generally off this. And I'm going to start with the border and then do the internal sections. Alright, for the next step, I'm going to use the rectangle tool just to create a guide, so I can start creating this border. So what I'm going to do is create a 50 by 50 square, and then I'm going to change the stroke to 5.5 to represent the internal lead. What I'm going to do is place this in the corner. I might change the color just because it's a tool, and then I'm going to use this tool called the pen tool, and the pen tool just creates lines wherever you click. But what we can also do is hold shift and it snaps to 45-degree angles, which is super handy for doing straight lines. So I'm going to start here, connect those two, and then connect these two. And then I'm going to move this guide to the other corner, snap that in, create that line, and create that line. So now I'm going to make these little structural lines on the edge here, and I'm going to sort of not place them quite in the middle, even though I'll make them in the middle. I'm just going to use the distribute tool, which is a super handy tool for making things placed evenly. So we've got distribute here, and I want to choose this one. So it just distributes amongst the objects that are furthest on the left or the right, or the furthest below and above. We get nice, even lines. So I might just change all these to grey. One thing you can do is go select one of them, and then go select same, appearance, or stroke color. I can change the stroke. All of them together. Alright, for the next bit, I'm just going to create one half of this Edwardian style design. So I'm going to create just like a bit of a guideline, and then I'm going to create it and then flip it over. So with the pen tool, if I click on the line and then I click somewhere else but hold down the mouse, and then I can drag out these nodes which sort of guide a curved line. And then as I click on the second bit on this line, I'm going to hold shift and go sideways, so it's going to do a nice sort of straight line there. So yeah, click, hold shift, and I can run the line. If you want a straight line, just hold shift. Nice. Using the pen tool again, I'm going to select here and just make a small oval-like shape, and then a support line underneath. And I might edit some of these a little bit using the editing tools. You can mess around. Moving multiple nodes at once and then just using the keyboard and the directions on the keyboard. So I like that a little bit better. And the next thing I'm going to do is select all of these pieces. I'm going to create a mirror version on the other side. So I'm going to go Object, Transform, Reflect, and I'm going to hit Copy, and that's going to create a second version that's a mirror. I'm going to pop that over there. And then I don't quite need this line going through the middle, except for a couple of sections. So you can continue a line, just like that. And then our window looks pretty good, but we need to get the heart line in there. So I'm just going to select all of the grey sections by going Select, Same, Stroke Color. And then what I'm going to do is group this, copy and paste it, change the stroke to black, and then change the stroke to 1.2 mil. So we get much thinner lines here. So these are going to be our cutting lines for the heart lead. And then we've got our design pretty much finished there. So what I'm going to do next is export the file. I'm going to click File, Export, Export As, and then PDF. I'm going to export that, export PDF. And for the next step, I'm going to go to Officeworks, and we're going to send them a file to print. So I'm going to go Print and Create from the main tab here. And I'm going to scroll down till I find Plan Printing. And then we can see there's just one selection here, it's Plans. And then you can see A2, which is the size that we just built the file for. I'm going to hit Create, but there are other options as well. So you could create your files to these sizes, put your designs in, and then send it through this program to get, send it through this service to get printed. So just going to drag in this file, and then it's going to upload, and it's going to have a look at the file, and it's also checking to see how much space that you're taking up with ink. And if you go over 15% worth of ink, I wouldn't really stress on that one, but it will print off that little thing. I should have gotten rid of that little design, but it should be right. Then we have black and white, 80 GSM, no laminate, and then add to cart. And then you can choose to get more, or you can, check out. And then once we've checked out, that'll be sent to whichever Officeworks that you choose, and you can go and pick it up.